I had always believed my marriage to Amelia was unshakable. We met in university, two ambitious souls determined to conquer the world of finance. She was brilliant, calculated, and always in control. We built our careers side by side, she in corporate finance, I in investment banking. Together, we had wealth, luxury, and what I thought was love. But I was wrong. That evening, in the sleek modern penthouse we called home, Amelia stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, sipping wine as the London skyline glittered behind her. Her piercing blue eyes remained fixed on the horizon when she spoke, her voice unervingly calm. "Stop being foolish. There won't be a divorce." I blinked, convinced I had misheard her. What? She finally turned to face me, utterly composed, as if she were discussing the weather. "I just need one night to prove I'm still attractive to other men. That's all." The ground beneath me seemed to shift. "Amelia, do you even hear yourself?" She exhaled as if I was exhausting her. "Adrian, you don't understand. This isn't about you. It's not even about us." A hollow laugh escaped my lips. "You're literally telling me you're going to cheat, and I'm supposed to be okay with it?" She rolled her eyes, placing her glass down on the cold marble countertop. "It's not cheating if I tell you about it. I'm being honest. I just need to know I still have that power. I love you, Adrian, but I won't be caged." I stared at her, trying to recognize the woman I had married. But then, without hesitation, she strode into our bedroom, pulled out a suitcase, and started packing. Not sneaking. Not hiding. She wasn't ashamed, because she truly believed she was untouchable. Something inside me snapped. She thought I would sit there, waiting like a fool. She thought I would do nothing. She was wrong. The moment the door clicked shut behind her, I picked up my phone. "Luca," I said as my best friend answered, immediately picking up on the tension in my voice. "What's wrong?" "Amelia's cheating. Or at least, she's about to. And I need to ruin her." A low whistle came through the speaker. "That's cold, man. But I'm in. What's the plan?" "First, dig into her finances. Amelia is meticulous, but even she has blind spots. If there's anything shady, I want to know about it." "You got it. Anything else?" "Yeah," I said, a slow smirk forming. "Let's make sure she regrets this night for the rest of her life." By the time Amelia returned the next morning, still in the same dress from the night before, I was already 2 steps ahead. She waltzed in, tossing her bag onto the couch, completely unfazed. "See," she said, stretching her arms. "No big deal." I met her gaze, my expression unreadable. "Did you have fun?" She gave me a slow, assessing look. "Adrian, don't be childish." I said nothing. Just smiled and turned away. That was the moment she should have realized something was wrong. But she didn't. She had no idea that while she had been proving herself to some random man, I had been proving something else entirely, how easily I could dismantle her world. The first blow came at work. Luca had uncovered something shocking: hidden transactions, financial misconduct. Amelia had been siphoning company money into private accounts. Not a lot, not enough to draw immediate attention, but enough to be illegal. She probably thought she was untouchable. That changed when an anonymous tip reached her firm's compliance department. That night, I watched as she paced our living room, her phone pressed to her ear. "What do you mean flagged transactions? That's ridiculous." She was unraveling. And I was just getting started. The next day, her credit card got declined at a luxury boutique. She brushed it off, assuming it was a bank error. But by the end of the week, she wasn't brushing anything off anymore. "Adrian," she said one night, standing in the doorway of our bedroom. For the first time in years, her confidence wavered. "Something's going on." I looked up from my laptop. "Oh. My accounts. They're all frozen. And..." She hesitated, her throat working around the words. "There's an investigation at work. Someone reported me." I arched an eyebrow. "That's serious." Her eyes narrowed. "You don't seem surprised." I shrugged. "Maybe that's because I know exactly what kind of person you are." She inhaled sharply. "You." "I did nothing," I cut her off smoothly. "You did this to yourself." Her lips parted, but no words came out. Good. Let the fear settle in. The final blow came when I handed her the divorce papers. Her hands trembled as she flipped through the pages. You're serious? Dead serious. Her face contorted, desperation creeping in where arrogance had once ruled. You can't just leave me. I made one mistake. I laughed. No, Amelia. You made a choice. And so did I. Her composure shattered. You love me. I shook my head. I loved the woman I thought you were. But now? Now I just want to watch you fall. And with that, I walked away, leaving her to deal with the wreckage of her own making. Amelia had spent years meticulously crafting her perfect image, a successful, respected woman in finance. A doting wife. A person in control of her life. I had stripped all of that away in just a few days. The investigation at her firm intensified. The board of directors, once full of admiration, now regarded her with suspicion. Compliance officers combed through her transactions, scrutinizing every discrepancy. Her accounts were locked. Her reputation was crumbling. And now, she had an impending divorce to deal with. The weight of it all was starting to show. And I had never felt so free. I watched her sit at the kitchen counter, staring blankly into her untouched cup of coffee. Her nails drummed anxiously against the marble surface, a nervous tick I had never seen before. The ever-confident Amelia was fading before my eyes, and I savored every second. Then came the real blow. Adrian, she called, her voice quieter than usual. We need to talk. I leaned casually against the doorframe, arms crossed. About what? She exhaled deeply, gathering her thoughts, her once sharp composure fraying at the edges. I made a mistake. I arched an eyebrow. You don't say. Her throat worked around a hard swallow. I got carried away. It wasn't about you, it was about you needing to feel desirable, I finished for her. She flinched. Yes. But it didn't mean anything. I love you. I laughed then, a deep, genuine laugh that filled the room with a cruel finality. You love me. I repeated, tasting the words. You love me so much that you stood in this very room and told me, to my face, that you were going to sleep with another man? That's the kind of love you're talking about. Her eyes welled with tears, her polished facade cracking. I didn't think it would hurt you this much. I tilted my head, studying her. And that, Amelia, is the problem. You never thought about me at all. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. We can fix this, she pleaded. I gave her a long measured look before shaking my head. No, Amelia. You can live with the consequences. The next week shattered her completely. First, she lost her job. The financial discrepancies were too damning, and her firm didn't hesitate to cut her loose. She tried to deny it, to fight back, but once the whispers of scandal touch the world of finance, there's no saving face. Then she realized the man she had risked everything for, the one she had so confidently chosen over me, had ghosted her. Just some fleeting stranger with no intention of sticking around for the fallout. But the final crushing blow came when she understood the full extent of what I had done. Amelia had always believed she was untouchable, that no matter what, she could manipulate her way back to safety. Not this time. Because I had made sure there was nothing left to return to. The divorce papers were only the beginning. I had already moved all our assets into my name. Legally, everything she thought we shared, gone. The apartment? Sold. The luxury car she adored? Repossessed. Her credit? Destroyed. She had built her world on borrowed power. But it had never truly belonged to her. And now, she had nothing. The day she came home to find the locks changed, her suitcases sitting outside on the pavement, and an eviction notice in my name, I watched from across the street. She stood there, motionless at first, as if trying to process the scene before her. Then, slowly, she sank to her knees. I had seen Amelia in control. I had seen her triumphant. But this? This was Amelia at her lowest. The woman who once had everything now had nothing at all. And me? I had never felt lighter. A few nights later, my phone rang. At first, I considered ignoring it. But then, curiosity got the better of me. Hello, Amelia. Silence. Then a shaky breath. I have nothing, Adrian. I leaned back in my chair, a small smirk playing at my lips. Yes, I know. More silence. Then, almost too soft to hear, please. I raised an eyebrow. Please what? Please, help me, she whispered. For a brief moment, I almost felt bad. Almost. You destroyed me, she continued, her voice breaking. I lost everything. My job, my reputation, my money. You. Another breath, fractured and fragile. You planned this, didn't you? I sighed, letting the moment stretch. Amelia, I said, my voice almost pitying, you did this to yourself. I just made sure you felt the consequences. She sniffled. I was your wife. I closed my eyes, shaking my head. You were supposed to be my wife. But you threw that away for a night of validation. Adrian, she whispered again, desperation clinging to my name. I could hear it in her voice, the raw broken plea. But I was done. You made your bed, Amelia. Now sleep in it. Then I hung up. I stared at the phone for a moment, waiting, almost expecting her to call again. She didn't. And that was when I knew, she finally understood. I walked away from that life completely. Left London behind and started fresh in Zurich. My career flourished. My personal life thrived. And for the first time in years, I felt free. I no longer carried the weight of betrayal. Instead, I carried the satisfaction of knowing that Amelia had learned the hardest lesson of all: arrogance destroys you faster than betrayal. As for her, last I heard, she was struggling. Jobless. Alone. Still trying to repair the damage. I had no regrets. Some people think revenge is fueled by anger. But they're wrong. The best revenge is making them realize exactly what they lost. And I had done just that. Betrayal only stings when the betrayed holds on. But the moment you let go, the weight shifts entirely onto the one who caused it.